On your side, this is 12 News Today.
A heartbreaking update to a shooting over the weekend that fatally wounded a local actor. How he's spending his final days alive helping others.
And the race for Virginia's next governor heats up. Republican Winsome Earl-Sears earning a big endorsement this morning. What her opponent had to say.
And a big win for schools right here in Virginia. What new numbers from the Virginia Lottery could mean for public school funding in the Commonwealth.
All right, a good Tuesday morning to you. Thanks so much for starting the day with us here on 12 News Today here at 4:30. I'm Ashley Hendricks.
And I'm Sarah Bloom. We're glad to start the morning with you. Getting over to you, Andrew. Are we staying cool or are we warming up today?
We probably really aren't going to warm up a whole lot until we head later into the week. And even next week is when the big warm up goes. So let's jump right over to this third part of the weather headlines. The August heat doesn't really return until Sunday. We get into the upper 80s or near 90, and then next week looks to be quite hot next week. So today, cool and cloudy, highs in the 70s. A few sprinkles possible today. A little bit better chance at a few showers tomorrow. The radar picture showing there's a lot of rain out there. This is light rain, and this is on the far western portion of our viewing area, out toward Nelson County, over to Charlottesville, Halifax, some sprinkles here down into Lunenburg, Mecklenburg, and Brunswick. And I'm going to use the word sprinkles or spotty light rain showers today, as this radar picture is, I think, what it'll look like. Just really light, if anything. One of our team members came in and said there were just a few raindrops on the windshield this morning. So I've got today's rain chance at about 10 or 20%. It's for some sprinkles. Not much. And with clouds all day and a continuation of a northeasterly breeze, the daytime high today stays well below average, more than 10 degrees below average, with a daytime high only in the mid to upper 70s. Let's go back to you.
All right, Andrew, thank you. We'll check back. A beloved Richmond actor on life support this morning after he was shot trying to break up a fight.
35-year-old Adam Turk is not expected to survive, but in a final act of generosity, he will donate his organs. Madison McNamee spoke with some of his family.
Bouquet of flowers tied to a street sign on East Grace, marking where Adam Turk put his life on the line, trying to save another's.
He's the kind of person people write about in books because they want to be that good. And he just was.
The 35-year-old was walking his dog Lana here, right in between Shockoe Bottom and Churchill, around 10 Saturday morning when he saw a man and a woman fighting. Richmond officers had already gotten calls from neighbors about a violent domestic situation. Turk stepped in to break it up, but the man, a 19-year-old, shot him before shooting himself. RPD then found both Turk and the gunman on the ground with life-threatening conditions. Turk's loved ones sharing with us in a statement, Adam put his life on the line to protect someone in need, and we will forever remember him for this sacrifice. It was told to us that if Adam was not there, the person he intervened to help would not be with us today. His friends and family call him their Superman.
He is the kindest, gentlest soul you have ever met.
Kareth Ray owns Tequila and Deadlifts, where Adam, a Pennsylvania native, had been a trainer since 2019. His family called her to identify him.
So many people would tell me how stupid the name was, and Adam said he loved it. At least his family remembered it because they were able to get in touch with me, and because they were able to get in touch with me, I was able to get people there that we know and love him.
She says Turk could be found at the gym every day, even bringing his pup on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The same one who was with him during Saturday's shooting.
We had Lana dropped off today, and she was babysat and walked and loved on, and she will continue to do so. And
while Turk is a fitness fanatic, he's most well known for his work as a thespian. The talented, award-winning actor starred in shows for the Virginia Repertory Theater, Richmond Shakespeare, Cadence Productions, and more. But Turk made an impact that's bigger than his hobbies, and it will continue to live on as he's remembered for being a kind hero.
I cannot explain the size of the hole that has been left, not just in our gym community or our theater communities, but in the fabric of this world, to lose somebody like Adam.
Madison McNamee, 12 on your side.
Yeah, just such a tragic loss. Maddie, thank you. Turk will pass in the next few days after donating his organs. Some tests still need to be ran for that to be done, but his family says they are planning a bigger event to honor him.
All right, that's a noble gesture, certainly a gift that we'll keep on giving. All right, 4:33, developing now in Washington. A senior White House official says Attorney General Pam Bondi is calling for a grand jury to investigate how the Obama administration handled Russian interference with the 2016 election. A letter signed by Bondi instructs an unnamed prosecutor to present evidence to a grand jury to secure federal indictments. The letter does not say what those charges would be, who the grand jury will investigate, or when and where it will meet. It comes after National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard said last month that she was sending criminal referrals to the Justice Department, claiming top Obama administration officials carried out a treasonous conspiracy against then-candidate Donald Trump.
No injuries this morning after a Richmond police car was hit by a train. It happened near Forest Hill Avenue and Powhite Parkway around 5 Monday evening. We're still working to learn exactly what happened, but we do know no one was in the cruiser at the time of the crash. Roads were closed while the train was stopped. The scene has since cleared and the roads are back open. 3 years after it was devastated by a massive fire, William F. Fox Elementary School is now ready to welcome students once again. We got a look at renovation progress earlier this year. RPS leaders will show off the finished project at a ribbon-cutting ceremony tomorrow ahead of the first day of class on August 18th. Families will get the opportunity to tour the building and attend a fair to bring the Fox family together.
All right, it's been a long time coming. We also have a big year for Virginia Lottery as the state's public schools get major funding. Governor Glenn Youngkin announced Monday the Virginia Lottery generated more than $901 million this past fiscal year. Under state law, every dollar of that goes to support schools across the Commonwealth. It's the second highest profit total in its 37-year history. Meantime, Virginians placed $478 million in sports bets in June, which is almost 15% more than last year. Researchers at the University of California say they found a 23% jump in searches across the country related to finding help for gambling addiction. Virginia was one of the states that saw an increase. Researchers say it suggests the need for public health efforts to address the potential dangers of the hobby.
Major developments in Virginia's gubernatorial race. President Donald Trump says he would endorse Winsome Earl Sears. It's his strongest indication of support so far. The president says Earl Sears is in a tough race with former Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger.
Yeah, I would. I would. I think probably she's got a tough race. She shouldn't have. But because the candidate she's running against is not very good, but I think she's got a tough race, but I would, yeah.
A Real Clear Politics average shows Spanberger with a 7.5% lead over Earl Sears, the Democratic candidate, firing back with a post on X saying in part that Earl Sears, quote, seems to be working harder to earn that endorsement than she is standing up for Virginia's families or laying out plans to lower costs and strengthen our economy, end quote, adding that she is working to put Virginians, not Donald Trump, first.
The On Your Side safety team wants to remind you today is National Night Out. It's an annual community building campaign that brings together law enforcement and the neighborhoods they work in. Most localities across central Virginia will hold their own events. Many include music, food, and entertainment. You can find a list of National Night Out events on 12onyourside.com. Seems like the weather's agreeing, Andrew.
Yeah, I think we'll do okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry, what was that, Sarah?
I said for an event like this.
Yeah, I think so. I think there may be a little sprinkle this evening, but overall I think it will be cooler than normal, maybe allowing you to hang out a little bit longer, not worrying about getting overheated on what would typically be a really hot time of year. Temperatures right now, this is a different story. Yesterday we were in the 50s in some of our rural spots. Now everybody's in the low to mid 60s as we have some clouds in place. And the areas on the map here that are getting rain are out from Halifax County. That is Danville, Lynchburg, up to Charlottesville. That is spotty light rain. Danville, I think I looked, had 1/100 of an inch of rain. So it's really light stuff. And there may be a few sprinkles coming into our portion of Virginia. The humidity goes up. It's not going to be brutally hot and humid. The humidity goes up to slightly humid. We were in pleasantly low levels of humidity over the weekend. Dewy, our humidity guys, still doing okay with the dew point temperature in the low 60s today. That is below normal for this time of year. So I have a rain chance at about 10 or 20%. Just kind of a blanket rain chance. At any point there could be a sprinkle. So as you look at the forecast through the day today, that rain chance just about, it's on the low end. I don't want to rule it out. And the farther west you are, the better chance of getting some sprinkles. Look at our forecast highs today. Could have hit an 80 in Norfolk, but most of us are in the 70s, and a large chunk of us at 77 for our forecast high. That is 12 degrees below average. Tomorrow in the 70s as well, with lots of clouds in place and a better rain chance for tomorrow. The clouds will clear as we roll into Thursday and Friday, and that'll increase our temperatures. So what we're watching for the weekend, we'll have our 7-day forecast in a bit, is an area of low pressure potentially developing off the coast. Now, this is our forecast for Wednesday, but as we head into the weekend, this will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that area of low pressure basically is the driver of our thunderstorm chance for the weekend. If it's closer, higher rain chance. If it's farther away, the rain chance dips. So we'll look at the weekend numbers in terms of rain chances and temperatures in just a few moments. Back to Ashley.
I'm glad you're giving us the first alert to that system, Andrew. We'll check back. Thank you. The battle over voting districts continues in Texas as dozens of Democrats flee to other states to delay the vote at the state house. How the governor is taking action in hopes to bring them back.
And following a second sentencing, the only surviving child of the so-called doomsday mom is speaking out for the first time. We'll hear how he felt as his mother learned her fate.
Relax with the summer of me TV.
Oh, isn't this wonderful? Ah!
Hot? Oh. Summer evening, tree-lined street.
Tune into TV on Channel 12.2.
Good morning at 4:43. There might be a few sprinkles today. The comfort index stays high. Now that I look at 7 out of 10, I might raise this up a bit. If you're working outdoors today, this will be another easy day in terms of fighting off the typical summer heat and humidity. Now, Mayberry Elementary in the west end of Henrico is at 67. We were in the low 60s in this neighborhood early yesterday morning on the B&W Builders WeatherNet computer, so not quite as chilly. A more comfortable start, but again, we end up in the 70s and not in the 80s. 77 for today's high, running the rain chance at about 10 or 20%. The chance is a little higher for those of you west of town, but basically the big stories today, it will be cloudy, winds relatively calm, and some spotty areas of light rain or a few sprinkles. As you look at the hourly forecast, I don't expect much for the Richmond metro area, as I think the batch that's out to the west of us will start to fall apart over the next few hours. But we keep clouds in place, a northeasterly breeze. There could be a little sprinkle at about any point today. But for most of you, I think you'll go rain-free, or if there's rain, it's just a little nuisance sprinkle or quick shower, not much. Now, the rain chance goes up tomorrow. This is our best chance of rain this week. And I think it'll be areas of light rain. Now, there's some signs that tomorrow night into early Thursday morning, there could be some maybe moderate to heavy rain in southern Virginia. But for most of us, some areas of light rain tomorrow, a cloudy day at 77 with a northeasterly breeze. Another day that will be cooler than normal. So here's tomorrow morning on the hour-by-hour forecast. Lots of clouds in place. At 8 o'clock in the morning, some areas of light rain possible for the Richmond metro. If we get rain tomorrow, it's a 1/4 of an inch or less, maybe even a 1/10 of an inch or less. Some signs that as we head into tomorrow overnight, in particular in south side, southern Virginia, from Mecklenburg over to the Tri-Cities and maybe over to West Point, that there could be another pulse of precipitation. Then on Thursday, we finally break the clouds up a little bit. Still an easterly breeze, so it's not like it's going to be hot on Thursday, but Thursday with a little more sun, we kind of break out of the 70s and go into the low 80s. It won't be hot Thursday. Rain chance pretty slim on Thursday and Friday in the low 80s. And the Richmond Jazz and Music Festival highlights our weekend forecast, but if you have weekend plans, we still just kind of have a little placeholder. And the point being is that we think there's a chance at some isolated storms with increased levels of humidity, and that tropical system we showed you that'll be off the coast that may spin a few thunderstorms our way Saturday and Sunday. No big heat though Saturday, low 80s. We get into the mid 80s Sunday, near 90 degrees as we head into Monday of next week. Next week looks like it will be hot. I'll have that 10-day forecast in a few moments. Time to hit the roads. Here's Candace.
All right, good morning, guys. We're taking a look at some delays as you're heading southbound at 95. We've got construction again this morning, and this is happening near our Atlee Elmont exit. You'll see minor delays as you head southbound at 95. I would add about 5 extra minutes just to get you through those brake checks that we're looking at. Your VDOT camera looks good in Richmond. This is at 95 near our downtown expressway exit, heading towards Broad Street. Both of those right around mile marker 74. No slowdowns on either side, north or south, Sarah.
All right, thanks for watching, Candace. In Texas, dozens of Democrats have fled the state in a bid to block a proposed congressional map that Republicans hope will flip the House seats in next year's midterms. Monday, the absence denied the House a quorum to vote on the map. Now the state has issued arrest warrants. Colin Jeffrey has more.
Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott is asking state law enforcement to arrest Democrats who skipped a special session in an attempt to sabotage a vote on new congressional maps skewed to favor Republicans.
Members, a quorum is not present.
The Texas State House adjourned abruptly Monday afternoon after dozens of Texas House Democrats fled the state Sunday to block a partisan redrawing of the state's congressional map.
To those who are absent, return now.
The House approved a motion allowing civil arrest warrants to be issued for representatives who left the state. The proposed new map could potentially eliminate 5 Democratic U.S. House seats as the GOP enters the 2026 midterms with a thin majority.
The tool they're using is a racist, gerrymandered map.
It was orchestrated by Republicans with the support of President Donald Trump.
When President Donald Trump calls for 5 congressional Republican districts, he is calling for the watered-down voices of marginalized community members in those existing districts.
2 of the seats are in South Texas, 1 in Houston, another in Dallas, and the 5th stretches between San Antonio and Austin. Democratic U.S. Representative Greg Casar of Texas compared the redistricting push to anti-democratic actions in authoritarian countries and warned of voter suppression.
If Donald Trump is able to shred the Voting Rights Act here in Austin, he will try to spread that across America.
Colin Jeffrey, 12 on your side.
Some good news this morning. The mother of a Chesterfield man who has been stuck in a hospital in Lithuania says he returns home today. 23-year-old Eric Jesse was on a mission trip when he suffered a serious neck injury while swimming, leaving him paralyzed. His family says they hit roadblocks with insurance trying to get him transferred here to VCU Medical. But Anthem confirmed on Friday it's been working with medical teams in Lithuania and Richmond to get him back home.
We're glad that's the case. All right, an update this morning as well on a 3rd person behind bars. He's accused of helping a Tennessee fugitive. Giovanni Thomas and Tanaka Brown were arrested last week. They were charged with accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. A 23-year-old was arrested Monday on similar charges. Meanwhile, the search for Austin Robert Drummond continues. Investigators believe he has connections with a local gang and may be getting help from them. Drummond is accused of killing 4 family members, including the parents of a baby girl who was later found abandoned but alive. In Montana now, the manhunt continues for Michael Brown, the suspect accused in the deadly bar shooting in Anaconda on Friday. 4 people were killed and police believe Brown is still in the area. Monday, the police chief addressed growing frustration from the community as that search drags on. He says 20 officers are putting in 18 to 20-hour days to find him. Investigators are still working to find a motive.
The only surviving child of Lori Vallow Daybell is speaking out about his mother's crimes. The so-called doomsday mom was found guilty in the deaths of her 2 youngest children and a romantic rival. She received life sentences in Idaho for the murders, and last month, a Phoenix judge sentenced her to an additional life sentence. For the first time, her son Colby Ryan opened up about the experience of speaking at the sentencing.
I think it was hard because I didn't want to look vulnerable in front of Lori. I know that sounds weird, but I didn't really want to give her that in that moment. When you speak to her, you're not really talking to a normal person. And so there's nothing that I'm going to get from her.
Ryan, who was dealing with health problems at the time, says he's glad he could take part in the hearing virtually. He says there's no reason for Daybell to be part of his life moving forward. A local gym drowned with months of problems because of a nearby construction. How a lack of running water is hurting business.
Managing your mental health can be a struggle, but 12 is on your side with the help and resources you need. Just a phone call away, the first Wednesday of every month.
Managing your mental health is very important. If you don't get help at WWO, please get help somewhere. Let's talk.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
I was shocked.
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 on 12 on your side.
Good Tuesday morning. Lots of clouds, some spotty areas of light rain. This is out toward Fluvanna. This is Buckingham along the James River, southern portion of Albemarle County. Light stuff here out toward Nelson as well. So some sprinkles this morning. Could move into Farmville. We've got some near Clarksville, Lunenburg, Mecklenburg. Some have even come as far east as Southampton County and in Greensville County. So Emporia, watch out for a little sprinkle. The precipitation forecast today, kind of tough. There's a pretty high chance we'll get something, but I put a 20% rain chance in to imply that we'll just get a few sprinkles. Some areas of light rain tomorrow. The rain chance dips Thursday, Friday, then kind of gets to sort of a typical rain chance for Saturday and Sunday. There's no overwhelming sign of a lot of rain anytime soon. And our temperatures, although cooler than normal, are noticeably not as chilly as yesterday. In the west end of Henrico at Regency Square, we're at 67. James River High School in the mid-60s, and the mid-60s in Verina as well. And we'll end up today in the upper 70s, mid to upper 70s. The 10-day temperature trend is very clear as to what's going to be happening. Cooler than normal for a couple days, inching back into the low 80s, and then by next week, this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, highs go back into the mid-90s. August heat is not gone yet. Candace, over to you.
Thanks, Andrew. Looking at your first alert Big 3 this morning as you're traveling from Crater Road to the Downtown Expressway. Expect about a 20-minute commute. Ladysmith to Belvedere southbound at 95. We're on time at 33 minutes, but we do know that there is some construction in this area closer towards our Atlee-Elmont exit. That's in between this commute. Not seeing major delays, but you will deal with a little brake check through that area. Bottoms Bridge to our Shockley Valley Bridge still on time. Ashley at 14 minutes.
All right, Candace, thank you. A CrossFit gym in Richmond is struggling to stay afloat after hitting 100 days without running water. You may have seen the sign from Hermitage Road. The owners of RVA Performance Training say the issue stems from construction on the new Diamond District right across the street. They say a broken sewer line split open in April when crews installed a utility pole. The gym says the lack of plumbing is hurting businesses, especially with new memberships.
Expect folks to come in and not be able to use the restroom or even understand, like they don't have that buy-in yet. You know, they're not a part of our community.
The developers, Diamond District partners, claim they did not damage the line, but they did give the gym a trailer restroom and are servicing it. They say it's an effort to be a good neighbor. The gym owner says his landlord will pay for it eventually as legal battles play out in court, but he does not know when that will be.
Law enforcement is uniting with neighborhoods they serve for a night of community. Next at 5, we're live ahead of several national night out events later tonight.
When breaking news hits, 12 is on your side with reporting from every angle. On your side at 6.